the chains now on 2nd and long.
Here we go.
Wants to go up top. Fires to the middle. Just a hair too much on him for this big-arm sophomore quarterback. Didn't take long to need a clutch play on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 7. From the gun, wants to pass. He lobs one high down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go through. The fake spike, trying to catch the defense napping. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And it's incomplete, the long pass downfield.
Ready.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down.
Easy.
After the incompletion, back to the passing game. He'll take another shot here. He holds it in and nobody's close. Off and running. Touchdown, Missouri State. Got some room. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. FIU pushing tempo.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Complete to the left. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Marked at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast, they want to crank up the tempo.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Trying play action. Oh, they're after him! And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Under fire. Got his man on the right. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one. FIU will line up to punt. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Okay, guys, the Bears offense comes onto the field. They evened things up the last time they had it, and the defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Big play to start this drive. Now they'll snap it from the 39. Wants to throw on 1st down. Unloads it left. It's caught downfield. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. They'll send the back in motion. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Bringing the heat. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Well, the offense tried
And the Bears trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Off play action. Trying to burn this defensive back. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Makes the grab on the left. On his feet at the 40. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. The Bears come to the line with a new set of downs. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got him downfield. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. And the Bears come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw again. He's got it on the move. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. From the gun, running back on the move. He's going to lose a yard on that one. A 3rd and long here. They can't pick up the first down without getting a touchdown. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Going for 6. And he was going for the touchdown there. They couldn't make the connection. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Nestled just inside that right upright. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Looking to pass. It's Jenkins. Makes the grab. It's Owens. And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain. They want to get this defense on its heels. The play action fake. Here's a hit. And this is going to be caught. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look.
Well, that one goes incomplete, and certainly the quarterback can help his receiver out a little bit by trying to slow him down or make a more accurate throw, but that didn't have a shot at staying in bounds.
So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Looking to throw on first down. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Wants to fire on second down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. We're through 1, and what a back-and-forth battle between these 2 quarterbacks as we look at the stats. moving quickly to the line.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
Flips it out on the screen. They'll pick up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. Here comes the hurry up. Third down play from the gun. Looking for a big gain. He's got it inside the 15. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. He's looking to throw. Got his man. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. Gets the back moving. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They've pushed it forward down to the 5, but now looking at 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. Now the play fake. Into the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on down. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Nice move there. Pushes forward for a pickup of 3. They'll mark it at the 8. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6.
And nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
The Panthers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. To throw, it's Jenkins. And a sack all the way back at the 5.
Well, we talked to the offensive staff coming into this one. They knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game that they had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
FIU will line up to punt. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. So here comes the Missouri State offense. On that last drive, 4th and goal didn't exactly work out. They really need to pay it off this time, Jesse.
And they were so anxious and eager to get back on the field. They know they left points on the board. To let that one get away from them, they look like they are pumped up and ready to go here today.
And listen, it was a good drive, so you got to remember that. But they got to realize, I got to get points. When I get in those areas, I got to capitalize. When they wanted a touchdown last time, this drive, they'll make it happen.
And the Bears are in the hurry up. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Bears will call on their punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Fair catch is made inside his own 20 at the 17-yard line. Now this offense is back on the field. Looking downfield on 1st down. Pressure coming. Got room to work. Turning it on. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
That is are hard for offensive linemen when they get beat and you're going, no, look out for your blind side, watch out. But great job rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground, and getting the football out. A little extra bonus. Nice job by the defense getting nasty.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll dial up the run on first and goal.
Really nice job by the defense. Understanding first and goal. What do most people do on first and goal? They're going to try to run the football in. The defense says, nah, not in my house. Nice job getting in the backfield, getting the stop.
He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. On third and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Grab behind the line. It's Joyner. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. And this defense has a chance to make a big stop on fourth and goal from the 4. He's looking to pass. He wants it all. Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big and they take over. And the Panthers backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Perry.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone, or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the first down. They'll try to get it off quickly. Looking downfield, it's Jenkins. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Gotta protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Back to pass on second down. Caught behind the line. It's Owens. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. FIU pushing tempo. Looking to throw on first down. Here comes the heat. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. Looking to fire. Shoots it to the left. Wide open downfield. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down. FIU comes out with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Owens. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. Rushes on him. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this third and long. To the air. It's Jenkins. Pocket breaking down. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on third down. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. That is no good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink. When you knock it off the crossbar, those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed and a missed opportunity.
Takes the handoff. It's Owens. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. FIU pushing tempo.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run then. Just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31.
For you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go faster, seeing it here.
Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off. And
here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has. Can't hang on, he muffs it.
And that's one of the toughest jobs in the world. When you're a punt returner and you hear those footsteps and those big animals flying at you full speed, sometimes you just lose your concentration for a second and you cough that thing up.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counter pitch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far...
There we go! Nice job to pick up the 1st down, and they'll spot it at the 42. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Panthers getting set on 1st and 10. Wrap behind the line, it's Payne. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play.
well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
That is now the 7th sack on defense. This offense cannot protect their QB. It doesn't matter if the defense is blitzing or if they're just winning one-on-one. 7 sacks. That's just ridiculous.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down will be the last resort. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
And that is a major reason why this team is losing the football game. They can't protect the quarterback. They can't generate big plays in the passing game because up front, they're getting beaten time and time again.
FIU will line up to punt. That leg is staying loose. Already the 5th kick of the night. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. So here comes the Bear offense. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Got enough for the 1st down and wants more. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a 1st down. Oh, and here they go again. 1st down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
The Bears heading quickly to the line.
It doesn't matter what run play you have called, if you're running it inside or outside. If the defense gets penetration, everything is done. And you saw it on that play right there. Great job by the defense.
And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. to go up top on first down. Here's the pressure. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. And the Bears can really attack on this second and short. On the move, it's Joyner. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
Quarterback on the keeper. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Here's the handoff. Oh, what a move. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Missouri State. After that, there might be a few extra tackling drills in practice this week.
Listen, when you only got one guy there, it makes it really hard to get to the ground. You need a swarm. Where are my other guys? You got to get 1, 2, 3 more guys to the football to make sure you get them on the ground.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in Conference USA. Middle Tennessee is down right now, but this young man under center has shown some moxie. We could see a legend born today in Murfreesboro.
Off the play fake on first down. The throw.
They're trailing by just 2 to Jacksonville State. Implications galore inside CUSA, and we'll circle back should anything big happen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. To the air, it's Jenkins. Catch in the middle, it's Owens. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain. FIU pushing tempo.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that are always trying to throw the home run, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon. You got to find him in the pass.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Dawson. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Gets rid of it. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. FIU will line up to punt. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6 times tonight. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Got it in the middle, it's Joyner. Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks. The Bears in a good spot here with second and short. The give on the inside. And he is just engulfed at the line on this giant defensive tackle. He'll do it himself. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
And if I'm this defense, man, number 1, 2, and 3 is stopping this quarterback, and he's done it by air and now by land. Like running the option, having success. We got to get dialed in. He is the playmaker on this offense. I got to go stop him.
From the gun, the ground game. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. And the Bears are marching down the field.
Defense defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the first down. And listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback who makes a sure tackle. Sends him back in motion. Second down, they'll go to the air. Snagged in the middle, it's Robinson. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Bears have it with a 1st and 10. Rides the back and leaves it. Shakes off the defender. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Just feeds the running back. Smashes through the tackle. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Bears! They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he puts through the extra point. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Back to pass, it's Jenkins. Throws for the tight end. He's got an open man. They just barely saved themselves from giving up the score on the final play of the 3rd period, and will carry that one into the 4th. We've come to the end of the period. It's Missouri State holding the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They go back to work with the 1st down in the final period of this one. He'll keep it himself. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. FIU pushing tempo.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They make the tackle, and he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. He'll set up to throw. Under fire. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's knocked down. And they'll come to the line and try to draw a little bit closer on 3rd and goal. Power ahead. Into the end zone he goes.
How about this offensive line? 3rd and goal, you gotta have it. They flew off of the ball. They got some push. They made that easy on the running back to score that touchdown.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is good, but they're still down 24-14. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Okay, guys, the Bears offense comes onto the field. He'll pull it on the read. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Offense lining They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Bears decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. The Florida International offense is back on the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think, put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Looking to throw, it's Jenkins. Throws to the tight end. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Catches and passes, sticks, and still on his feet. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. From the shotgun, the handoff is back. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Caught close to the marker, it's Dawson. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. Snaps it in the shotgun. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Florida International. Fired in from the red zone, throwing the score.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. We're taking shots. We need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, we've got a final to let you know about, a game happening inside CUSA today. Sam Houston was able to come away with the victory, but it was not the type of dominant win we've seen in Huntsville over the years. It's a win, but it honestly lacked any real style points. One game, I know, fellas, but it could be one to circle when we consider the big picture there in CUSA.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Gets it out quickly. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. And the Bears want to crank the tempo. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Power football with the run. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. The Bears come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. They'll try to run for it. And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him short. He does not pick up the first down. And the Bears will punt this one away. Great contact contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. The offense has a chance, down one possession in the fourth. From the gun, running back gets the gift.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
And the Panthers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll run it from the gun. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Lining up, trying to convert this third and short from the 40. Dropping back, it's Jenkins. Quickly to the tight end. They knock him down, and he's got enough to get him across the line and pick up the first down. FIU comes out with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Backed up now. Here's second and long. They'll run play action. Oh, they're after him. And here's a fumble way behind the line. And the offense gets the ball back. How lucky are they? 5 points of pressure, high and tight.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
Got to get to the line quickly for this third down play. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Trying to escape and get it himself. You know those defenders wanted to light him up. Quarterback wisely gets down with the slide. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on fourth down. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
Well, we've seen this defense make plays time and time again in this game. They may have just sealed it with that takeaway.
So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. Give to the running back. Jukes his way for more. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation.